the stage, Uncle Ian!
I've said before how I was raised on 80s action films and 90s sci-fi. It became what I was going to be. I don't have a choice, but I wouldn't have had it any other way. I love my action movies from the 80s. I was so grateful that wet dream, the Expendables, actually happened. It was all the great macho guys doing what they did best. Not the most ideal date movie, but everyone was doing what they did. Stone Cold Steve Austin, he wrestled. Jet Li really went outside the box and did kung fu. And the last 20 minutes of the movie is an underground fight scene where everyone's wearing black, so you see nothing! It sounded amazing, but I was excited for the sequel. It just sounded like they ran through the script, like they wrote it in a weekend up in Sylvester Stallone's personal treehouse. Like the wives just left them to play for a while.
Guys, we should all just make a movie together.
Jason Statham is just sitting in the back. Oh,
I want to be in the movie. I want to be in the movie. What do you want to do in the movie, Jason Statham? I want to drive a car. Okay, I'm going to try to write that one down. Jet Li, what do you want to do for the movie?
I'll do kung fu.
Okay, no, you can do anything you want in the movie, Jet Li. Go for it.
I'll do kung fu.
Jet Li, you're giving me writer's block. They're like, what do you can do anything. Jason Statham is going to do something. What do you want to do in the movie?
I like kung fu. Good at kung fu? I do kung fu.
Jesus Christ, Jet Li, I can't work with you.
The Expendables 2 was a work of sheer brilliance because it had everybody. But it missed out on what could have been the ultimate 1980s attack, the ultimate battle of machismo, the ultimate man punch. But what do you do to set something up like that? What do you do to get the ultimate 80s crew together? First off, you need the ultimate 1980s villain. Foreign dude, done. Yeah, English accent, Russian accent, doesn't matter. He's hijacked a blimp, and he's just circling around a major metropolis. Could be named Metropolis, could be named New York, but he's kidnapped a bunch of orphans. No, something we care about. Supermodels! Orphan supermodels! There we go. Something for everybody. And I guess he lights a cigar off of a burning American flag. And he says the one line that gets everybody murdered. Go ahead and scream, "No one can save you now." Lord Voldemort, Darth Vader, and Betty White would all drop dead the moment they said that line. Betty White didn't die because the other Golden Girls were her Horcruxes. You know it to be true. Search your feelings. Somebody hears him say that, though. You know who hears it? Clint Eastwood. So Clint Eastwood picks up the phone, and he makes 2 phone calls to Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, the Governor, and Sylvester Stallone, and says, "Deal with it! Because my dentures are glued together!" And Stallone and Schwarzenegger, they put aside their friendly rivalry. They shake hands, and they commission the A-Team with project manager MacGyver to construct the ultimate car from the 1980s. Something that's going to make Mario Kart and American Chopper look ridiculous. Something that's going to take Twisted Metal and make it look like Mario Kart, basically. After a week, they pull out the 3 best cars of the 1980s. They take parts from the Ghostbusters Ecto-1 and Kit from Knight Rider and Doc Brown's DeLorean. And they create the Ecto-Kitt-Lorean. Yes! They wheel that sucker out. Oh no, it's a van. The blimp is up there. How's it going to reach it? Because Steven Seagal and Chuck Norris are going to kick it once. Just once. It defies gravity, shoots right up into the stratosphere, and goes right after the blimp. Who do you get to pilot the Ecto-Kitt-Lorean? Who is a badass enough cop driver, the greatest cop of all time? John McClane himself, my homeboy, Bruce Willis. Regrows his hair. He's got RoboCop riding shotgun and doubling over as the GPS. Because it finally works. And in the back seat, you've got, Bruce Springsteen and Bob Dylan jamming, because why not? They had a 3-day weekend. What else were they going to do? So the Ecto-Kitt-Lorean is soaring up to attack the blimp. And the bad guy, of course, sees this, so he launches a bunch of red missiles wearing Russian fur caps against the Ecto-Kitt-Lorean. Bruce Willis, of course, sees this. He stands up in the sunroof and deflects the missiles using the ultimate symbol of his in my hometown of Philadelphia, which is what? A cream cheese stuffed cheesesteak wrapped in a soft pretzel and dipped in Italian water ice. Because I was from Philly, we had flavors like raspberry, mixed berry, blueberry. We don't know why, we just did. So this works, of course, but the Ecto-Kitt-Lorean starts going faster and faster. And why? Because you have Jet Li and Jackie Chan kicking it. That's what's powering the engine. They're kicking it because they're Asians, and Asians are apparently not affected by gravity. I've been researching this my whole life, trying to figure out why. The Ecto-Kitt-Lorean starts going and it starts shaking. The gear shift no longer works, and the air conditioner just starts blowing out steaks. Medium rare steaks, because why the hell not? The Ecto-Kitt-Lorean starts going faster and faster until the sheer friction causes the outside to burst into flames. And the flames become wings, and the wings are Harrison Ford and Sean Connery. Who grab every Disney pretty boy wannabe action hero by the scruff of the Dolce & Gabbana polo shirt and say, "Get off my genre!" Punch! I'm watching your ass now. So it punches it, it just starts going faster and faster. They're preparing for the ultimate attack because on the hood of the Ecto-Kitt-Lorean, they're about to have the final attack because Mr. T and Hulk Hogan have finished doing the Dragon Ball Z fusion dance. And they pull back the greatest string of the greatest bow featuring the greatest arrow ever made, an arrow tipped with the chin of Bruce Campbell. An arrow it's the head. The arrow is Bruce Campbell. We just shellacked him and wrapped him up in paper mache. They launch Bruce Campbell directly at the evil blimp. And it breaks the sound barrier. It goes Mach 2, Mach 3, Mach 4, and it burns through the blimp, and the blimp explodes, thus saving Christmas and Thanksgiving at the same time. So much badass machismo testosterone was used in this one attack. Time itself has had his butthole ripped in twain. You're welcome for that image, by the way, too. And all the great stars of American action films begin spilling out of the time loop, and they start beating up commies and Nazis and beatniks and zombies and hipsters and hippies, because why the hell not? They start throwing halos made of broken whiskey bottles and barbed wire. People like James Dean and Bruce Lee, Humphrey Bogart, James Cagney, The Rock before he cut off his nutsack and handed it over to Disney, because why the hell not? And everybody gets reunited with their family, and America finally gets perfect. America gets universal health care. Every parking ticket is ripped up. Everyone who's ever been a bigot or a racist finally becomes literate and learns empathy, and the young anime fans finally get and appreciate the symbolism in the end of Neon Genesis Evangelion. It's just sort of their thing. Parking tickets get ripped up. The SATs get canceled. Snooki and Glenn Beck give each other laryngitis and herpes, and Firefly gets a second season! Thank you so much for coming out, you guys. Thank you so much. Live, laugh, and glomp. I love you guys. Thank you so much.